I am Mongo, and I've got one question. Are you ready? Alright, today's video just going to be a quick, simple review. It's going to be part of the EDC and the cheap series that I'm doing. And this is just going to show you that you can get some really good items for some really good prices. This is the Victorinox multi-tool. Now, the finish on this is very smooth. There's no sharp edges, nothing to catch yourself on. Very smooth going in and out of the pocket. I did not get a case with this, but let's just go quickly over what it does have. All the tools are on the outside, except of course the pliers will be on the inside. So let's go through the tools real quick. My favorite, or the thing that I find most amazing about this, let's get this into zoom here. This file is the best file that I've seen on any multi-tool. Very, very good teeth on the file. I think they're calling this part actually a metal saw. It's probably not going to go through thick metals, but it's kind of a wide blade. But that does have kind of a, not really it's more of a teeth than it does a file on the edge. So you will take some serious metal off that. The fine is nice cross-checkered. The rough is just single cut. Very aggressive file. Everything locks. All the blades on here lock. Nice and positive connection. And these little tabs here just slide back to unlock. So, file. A European style can opener. I've seen these work. I have not had a chance to play with this one yet, but I have seen them work. They work just as good as the American style, the hook over American style. A little bit different to get used to. On the end of it, it's got a small flathead screwdriver. Next tool coming out of there is going to be the Phillips screwdriver. Good tip on there. I've used this quite a few times already, just around the house, door handles and knobs and things like that. Good grip on there, very good grip, nice clean crisp edges. You're not going to strip anything out with it. Next tool coming across is a small flat screwdriver, and this will work quite well on your smaller screws. Next tool coming out is the where's the finger catch on there? On the inside. There's a nice little scissors, spring loaded. Don't have to flip it back and forth to get it in. That's just the way it comes out. And which I don't know why, but I like having scissors on there. This saw coming out the other half is, I don't know if you can see the teeth on that, but those are, just look at the shine on those. Look at that shine. Those are some really, really nice staggered edge teeth. One row, the teeth on the outside edge and the inside edge are staggered. It'll clean out nice and quickly. Very, very sharp. You'll tear your flesh off your fingers if you're not careful with this. I have not had a chance to play with it yet, but I have no doubt in my mind that that'll make quick work out of small pieces of wood. It's got an awl, fairly sharp awl that's going to punch through. The only thing I wish that it had on the awl was a slot right there, so you can run thread through. So when you're doing repairs, you can use your awl for sewing, but does not have it. This is supposed to be some type of thread puller here for pulling cordage. Have not had a chance to use it as such yet to see how well it works. But the awl is just nice to have. Next tool coming out is going to be your bottle opener and a bigger screwdriver. Have not had a chance to apply that to an adult beverage bottle yet. Next one coming out, I've never seen this on a multi-tool. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a chisel. It actually has a chisel built into the multi-tool. Not quite tool sharp yet. I'm going to actually take this to a stone and put a little sharper of an edge on there so to make it more functional. It's got this serration here, half moon, which I guess is supposed to be some type of wire stripper for the outside of large cables. It's kind of sharp. And same thing here. Put that to the outside of a wire when you're stripping it. Just use a pen to the outside, come underneath the sheath, and I have no doubt that'll take it right off. Not a screwdriver. Don't use that as a screwdriver. You'll break that tip off. Have you ever seen a multi-tool with a chisel before? And last but not least, it does have a standard knife blade. Victorinox, if you're unfamiliar with the names, is the same company that makes the Swiss Army knife. The blade is on the par with any other Swiss Army knives. A little bit of flex in the blade. It's it's a thinner blade. It locks up good. Don't have to worry about it coming off. The other thing I like about the tools on the outside, with the tool folded up, you've got the blade edge towards the bottom of the tool. So you got your tool and you got your blade. Otherwise, your blade would be up here, and this may get in the way of cutting. It's going to be a little bit harder when you're trying to put your thumb down there for close-up work, but I don't see a problem with it. Just using it as a regular old knife. As a survival tool, that's going to make it a little harder to make things like feather sticks to get in there for fine work. Not going to ever say that you could use a multi-tool as a standalone survival tool. You're going to need a different knife for different purposes. But as a box cutter, tape cutter, clothing cutter, just a general cutter, maybe a little bit of wood carving, there's nothing wrong with that knife. And last but not least, the actual pliers themselves. There's a little bit of spring tension here, and I want you to listen to this as I pull this open. Hear how it clicks in there? It's got detents in there, so when it clicks, it's locked in. Very smooth. With the needle nose pliers, I'd like to make sure that the first point of lockup is right at the very tip. All you do is you hold this up to the light, so you're looking through the tip at a light source, and you want to see a little bit of gap in here, a little bit of daylight, and then when you get up to the tip, you should not be able to see anything. That's how you know. This way, when you're reaching in with the needle nose pliers to get something, it doesn't make sense for it to grab back here if you're trying to grab something up here. So you want it to start up there. Nice profile to it, nice and rounded. It's not going to get caught or anything. The pliers, the serrations on the pliers, the grooves, I have no problem with that, seeing that grabbing in anything. And it's also got a carbide, not a carbide cutter, but it's got a built-in cutter with a few notches for, looks like cutting wires as well. Maybe a little bit of wire stripping. Now, why am I saying that this is an EDC on the cheap? This is a high-quality item. Victorinox is not cheap. Retail price is $110. You can find them on Amazon for around $85 or $90. Well, that's still not cheap. I found this at a pawn shop. It had a sticker on it for $60, I believe. Still not cheap. But it had been sitting on the shelf for a while, so I asked them if you want to move the product. I'm looking at this, and I was also looking at an SRK survival knife. I said, I know this multi-tool has been here for quite a while. Give me a deal on it, and I'll move the product and buy it and take it off your shelf for you. They gave me a price of $25 for a $110 multi-tool. That's why I'm calling this EDC on the cheap. High quality, low price. Don't be afraid of buying used stuff. You can find items on Craigslist. You can find items on eBay that are used, and shop your local pawn shops. I've bought multiple multi-tools and knives and items like this from pawn shops. Nothing wrong with secondhand. There are some great deals out there. As long as the item's been well taken care of before you get it, they'll let you put your hands on it and open it and feel everything. And if they're not going to let you, it's just like any other store. You get to see what you're buying. So don't be afraid of using your pawn shops as a venue for EDC on the cheap. Buy stuff used when you can. If you can't afford, I'm just going to compare this to the $4 Walmart one that I had. Garbage. It's doable, it's usable. I'd rather have this than nothing, because I can't afford $110 to go out and buy this. But at $25, what I find. So, any comments, any questions on this multi-tool? Go ahead and go over to the Facebook group. Are you ready? Ask me to join you up to the group, get into the discussion, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Or if you have any other items you want me to try to find and do reviews on, just let me know. Thank you. Have a great day.